Okay, guys. Well, welcome to the next presentation in the smart lighting track of WirePass GO. Yeah, my name is Alan Silito. I'm heading up the global key accounts here at WirePass. But anyway, less about me and more about the main act here. So this will be about Lighting and Beyond by Ingy, presented by Bastien de Groot, CEO and co-founder of Ingy. The presentation will last about 30 minutes in total. Feel free to drop your questions in the chat box to the side. We'll do what we can to answer those. And if time runs out, we will address them after the event. So Bastien, I'd like to hand over to you to introduce your company and the presentation.
Excellent. So my name is Bastien de Groot. I'm the co-founder of Ingy. And I'll be talking to you about what opportunities we see in the smart lighting world and what our offer is to the WirePass ecosystem. I'll be having an eye on the chat box, so feel free to type in any questions at any time, and I'll try to incorporate them during the talk if possible.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
And I'll
just disable your video now.
Yeah, I'll disable my camera now and start the talk. Excellent. So we are Ingy, and we make the smart lighting system. We are a software company only, so we take the WirePass stack and build a fully light control solution on top of that, but also we built on all the tools to use that wireless control solution as a backbone for the rollout of a WirePass mesh network in your building. So the key of our vision is that more and more sensors are being deployed in commercial real estate, and I've seen plenty of examples and use cases that fall into that domain today, and I think you've seen many use cases as well. However, what we see is that if you want to deploy these sensors, actually you're faced with a number of issues, right? You have to install these sensors, even if they have a long battery lifetime. You probably have to change batteries over time. Most of these sensors come with their own network, so you'll end up with multiple networks, and it's actually really hard to get full wireless coverage throughout your building. And sorry to say that even if you use WirePass enabled sensors, you still have these issues, right? Or at least some of these issues. They might be easier, but they're very clearly still there. And especially the wireless coverage might be an issue if you are working on a use case where the density of sensors in a building is actually not that high. And even with asset tracking, yes, you can deploy the asset nodes very easily, but you still have to invest significantly in asset tracking infrastructure to install this. So what we worked on is we said, look, what if we integrate this into the luminaires, right? So the luminaires are omnipresent, they're everywhere, they're already powered, so you have no need for powering. And the luminaires need to be installed anyway, so you don't have separate installation cost. And because the wireless net sensor, the luminaires are everywhere, you immediately have a perfect coverage with your WirePass mesh throughout the building. And of course, if you use WirePass for your lighting control, for example, for asset tracking, you immediately have a huge density of nodes already rolled out for asset tracking. If you already use PIR sensors, you immediately already start getting occupancy data. If you can activate the nodes to work as iBeacons as well, so you can activate indoor navigation at the same time, and all of that without actually needing any additional hardware in the luminaires. And then, of course, once the luminaires are installed, we can integrate basically any sensor from the WirePass ecosystem and integrate that into our lighting network, and then use the lighting to get the data to the gateway, and from that to the cloud. So we've developed a huge number of beyond lighting cases on top of our lighting, and we're basically adding new cases every week with different partners in the ecosystem. And we have built the entire infrastructure to really be able to onboard new WirePass sensors in a matter of days. We can quite oftenly add a new sensor that is already in the WirePass ecosystem in a matter of days to our backbone, to our cloud infrastructure, and make the data available to our APIs. So why did we choose WirePass? It's really about the scalability, right? So and I think this has been hammered home to you over the last day. But because we have based everything on WirePass, we can actually handle all the use cases with thousands and thousands of sensor nodes that simply cannot be handled by the Bluetooth, Zigbee, or Thread standards, and also the bandwidth performance that we achieve because we use WirePass mesh is far beyond any of the other standards can match. So what have we actually built? So if you take the WirePass layer, it actually gives you the connectivity, right? But to actually build a full smart lighting system on top of that can be used for smart lighting applications, you need to add significant amounts of development on top of this. And we've spent the last 2 years building this. So here you see an overview of all the layers that we included. So this ranges from implementing DALI, DALI 2, UART protocols, obviously the lighting control application layer, the lighting control, the commissioning tooling, an ecosystem of luminaires and sensors that are plug and play and multi-brand, a wide range of portal providers that we integrate with. So we integrate our data with a wide range of existing portals that our customers use to analyze all the data of their smart building, different beyond lighting applications, gateway and gateway management, end-of-line equipment to test in the factory when all these devices are being produced, and network tooling to monitor and manage the status of your network. So this is really a large part of development which we have already done, and we offer this as a solution in a box to any lighting manufacturer that wants to add lighting control of a smart lighting to their existing luminaire portfolio. We really are a ecosystem player to the core. So all what we do is based on partnerships, and we really have 3 big categories of lighting of partners. So first of all is the lighting players that license our software, that get from us a best-in-class lighting control system that they can use to offer lighting control, and they can sell the story to their customers of the beyond lighting upgrade. And these are just the lighting manufacturers that are out there in the market. I can assure you that there is a very interesting pipeline of major lighting brands behind this that we're currently working on in different stadia of maturity, that are getting ready to launch a WirePass solution based on our stack. Then we have sensor manufacturers that provide all different kinds of sensors. Again, these are the ones that are available today and on the market. So we work together with Trion, Fujitsu, Promistel, and Ocean. These are commercialized sensors. And again, we have a very wide pipeline of additional sensor suppliers that we're currently in discussions of integrating or working in customer projects. And then we have a very large number of portal providers that we integrate with, which really come from different industries, and that take the data that we gather through our WirePass lighting control system and integrate that into their portal system. and same holds here. These are the ones that are commercially available, and then there is a large number of players in the pipeline that we're currently developing and testing with. And we really act as a middleman in this ecosystem. So very often we see that a portal provider comes in and says, look, I've got a building here, now I need lighting. We then ask them, okay, introduce us to the lighting guys. We then talk which brand are they using, and we then use our ecosystem of lighting providers to make sure we can provide lighting with Ingy and WirePass on board that meets their customer requirements, or the other way around. A lighting provider is providing lighting, and we then build the ecosystem around specifically for that project with the right partners that can together deliver the solution for the lighting provider. So we really take the challenge away from our ecosystem partners, that they can deliver a full solution, but don't need to be experts and build their own ecosystem in the other classes so that we work with. We really make sure that we introduce the right people there on a project by project basis. So to give you an example of how this works, I've taken a CapEx project where we were working with a customer that says, right, we were convinced to take WirePass asset tracking. We love it. We want to do asset tracking, and then we simply made a back of the envelope calculation and said, right, what if you do this project without lighting being present, which means you have to deploy a huge number of anchor nodes? Or what if you do this project and Ingy lighting would already be in place? And then you can easily see that you have a 30% reduction in the CapEx cost of your system. Interesting case is like this. The customer actually sees the lighting as being for free, because the lighting is no more expensive than standard lighting. So it's just paid of the lighting budget, which is a completely separate budget. So from their perspective, they're not paying any more for the lighting, but their CapEx cost is reduced by 30%. So some of the examples of what we did, projects where we did is, these are on the healthcare domain. We track healthcare equipment, so the hospitals can see in real life what the stock levels of their healthcare equipment is in the different rooms. They can see a live map of all their doctors, nurses, patients, etc. on a live map and see where all their equipment is. They can have a live view of their departments and seeing exactly for each wards how many patients there are. If they're COVID, if there is any COVID cases on this. I mean, this was a very clearly COVID-related case, and we do asset localization, where we track the current location of an asset, insert that into the asset management system of the hospital, and if the hospital then at some point wants to visit that particular piece of equipment, for example, because it's due for maintenance, they can just click on it. They're linked straight into an indoor navigation app. The indoor navigation app again is facilitated by the iBeacon structure in our luminaires. And they can navigate straight to the object. So we do indoor navigation. Again, every luminaire is a WirePass node, but we have dual implemented this with Bluetooth, so we can radiate iBeacon messages and therefore facilitate immediately with the same infrastructure a full indoor navigation package, which works with any standard indoor navigation package that works based on iBeacons. We provide space utilization data. So of course the lighting already has presence sensors integrated to control the lighting. We provide this data to our partner portals, in this case Planon, and they can give a full detailed overview and analysis of all the presence data in their offices and assess the utilization of their spaces. We can easily add climate sensors, so this can either be battery-powered WirePass sensors or battery-free and ocean sensors. They're very easy to deploy. You stick them anywhere. They connect to our WirePass mesh. We send the data out, and clients can then give a full real-time overview of the climate conditions in their building. We provide call buttons. So these are N-Ocean enabled buttons. They can be sticked anywhere. They don't need any wires, no batteries. You can give them any task. For example, clean this room. The moment they are pressed, the information is submitted to the cleaning management task. Once the task is generated, the task can be submitted to the mobile phone deployed in the workforce. They get the task to request to clean this room. They click on it, and through the indoor navigation, again enabled by our infrastructure, they can navigate straight away to that room. Of course, we have an excellent lighting control system. So our lighting control system supports all the major functions you would expect of any lighting control system. So you can set presence, you can set daylight dimming, you can set the required light level, you can group luminaires, you can link groups together, you can set scenes. We support tunable white, RGB, RGBW. So we really support all the major cases across office, industry, hospital, hospitality, and retail. So we offer our lighting partners a full roadmap of solutions, which range from white labeled luminaires that several of our to built-in sensors that you can use to quickly integrate them into your luminaires, to pre-flashed wireless modules that you can use to build your solution on, to simply providing you a wireless stack that you can flash yourself on a Nordic and giving you the ultimate cost down option. So we really can support you in a journey together with partners, from sourcing complete luminaires up to making it most cost efficient design yourself based on Nordic chip down. What's extremely important to understand in our business model is that we really serve two buyers at the client side, right? And I touched on this earlier. So we support the buyer of the lighting, for whom we deliver a best-of-class lighting control system, which significantly reduces the installation cost versus a wired solution, and gives him the ability. And we have one promise, and that is that the solution should be actually completely on par with even a standalone solution. So even lighting plans that are currently planned with just standalone sensors, so no central DALI, we can match in price using our partners. So from a lighting perspective, we add huge value on an easy to commission, easy to install lighting control system for the same price, so that there's no additional budget needed in the lighting space. But once the lighting is in place, we offer a fantastic benefit to what we call the buyer of the smart building, because we now have the WirePass solution in place, as I showed earlier, and we can significantly reduce the cost of rolling out a WirePass based solution in their building. And this is also where our business model is based upon. So we have a product cost that goes into the lighting budget, which pays for the hardware, and then we have a subscription model to activate any of the beyond features, which is then paid from, can be activated at any point, and is paid from a different budget. And we really see that the projects come in from both roads, right? So we both see that we go into market with an excellent lighting control system, which we sell to lighting buyers, and with the promise of one day potentially upgrading it to a smart building. And we see projects where we talk to end customers that come with a desire for a full smart building, and then we actually help them to adjust their lighting purchase to make sure that they can execute their smart building in a far more efficient way. So to illustrate with some of the case studies, I mean, the UMC case study was already addressed by Teppo in his opening speech, which we're very proud of. And this is one of the most elaborate cases we have done, where we really deployed indoor navigation, occupancy, analytics, asset tracking, climate control, call buttons, and lighting control, all based on one infrastructure, and actually integrated our data into multiple portals at the UMC. We've also one of the larger projects we've done is a school, the Zonnecollege, the smartest school in the Netherlands, which very deliberately chose our solution for its ability to offer them an infrastructure for the lighting. So the entire school is fitted out with one wire mesh network. There is no zoning of the network, which would definitely have been required if you wanted to do this with Bluetooth mesh or Zigbee. So it's one network, no network separation or otherwise, plug and play installation. And we're now moving on, and we're currently piloting 5 different beyond lighting smart building applications that are enabled by this network. And this also shows the power of this concept, because they just installed the lighting of the lighting budget, and now they can, for a very low budget, start to experiment with deploying different beyond lighting cases, because the infrastructure is already there and already paid for. So one of the things we offer, which is very popular, especially among people that were already in WirePass, is we offer a full pilot kit, which consists of several solutions of our partners, which gives you, a number of lights, a number of different sensors, a gateway, the app, the API, some portals, so you can really play and experience the power of a WirePass based smart lighting system for yourself.